She's so much more than just Hermione Granger. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 things you didn't know about Emma Watson. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at some interesting facts about this young actress. Number 20, she is a natural blonde. The character that J.K. Rowling created for her books, Hermione Granger, notably had bushy brown hair. But after an extensive casting call, the producers of the films ended up choosing Emma Watson for the role, despite the fact that she actually had naturally dark blonde hair. In her earliest interviews, you can see her natural hair color.
Emma, don't worry about it, you look great.
The color that she ended up having in the films was just slightly darker, and still looked quite realistic with her features.
You're Harry Potter. I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Over the years, she has changed her hair significantly, going from bright blonde to even darker browns. Number 19, she always wanted to act. Emma was thrust into fame at a very young age when she was cast in her most iconic and high-profile role. But she was even younger when she realized that acting was what she wanted to do. When she was just 6 years old, she decided that she wanted to be an actress. And as a child, attended classes with the Stagecoach Theatre Arts in Oxford. Before being cast in Harry Potter, she had already worked in several different local productions. But it would end up being her first professional role.
Strangling him. And then the guy just goes.
Number 18, she has a brother. Some celebrity siblings achieve fame of their own, but some stay out of the spotlight. While many people don't know that Emma actually has a brother named Alex, he has done his fair share of work in the entertainment industry. He actually had a small cameo in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, where he played a Hufflepuff student. Not only that, but he also did a modeling campaign alongside his big sister for the fashion company Burberry. We're not surprised that he was recruited as a model, because good looks clearly run in this family. Number 17, she popularized the term self-partnered.
And why she says she's happy with what she calls self-partnering.
In a groundbreaking interview with British Vogue, Emma Watson used a term that felt both revolutionary and familiar to many. In a conversation about being single, Watson referred to herself as self-partnered. She explained that she had long resisted the idea of being happy being single, but as she matured, she realized that she really was truly happy. The term ended up being an inspiration for many to reconsider what their goals were in terms of seeking partnership with others or aiming to enjoy your own company more thoroughly.
I literally said it as a throwaway comment, thinking it would go no further, and then I woke up the next morning and I'm getting, like, my phone's blowing up.
Number 16, her higher education.
I'm about to graduate in May. So you went back to college and...
After she completed secondary school, Emma Watson took some time off in order to continue filming the Harry Potter movies. But she eventually announced that she would be pursuing her higher education at Brown University in the United States. After she had completed a year and a half of her schooling, however, she announced that she would be taking a hiatus, and rumors abound that she was bullied at school because of her fame.
That's the most amazing thing about Brown, and why I absolutely love being there.
She dispelled these, however, and eventually returned to Brown, where she graduated in 2014 with a degree in English literature. Number 15, she has ADHD.
It's been pretty crazy. I wasn't really anticipating so much drama about it.
Emma Watson is an A-list celebrity, but she still manages to keep many aspects of her life. While she has been open about many different facets of her private life, one that she has never publicly discussed is the fact that she was diagnosed with ADHD when she was younger. There is still a lot of stigma around learning disabilities, and Watson has clearly proved time and time again that she won't let having attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or the medication she has taken for it get in the way of either her career or education. Number 14. She helped launch a legal advice line.
And they are to do with bullying and harassment in the entertainment industry.
Over the years, Watson has used her platform for many positive causes, many of them linked to feminism. One project she undertook that got little media attention was the fact that she was part of launching a legal advice line for women seeking counsel on issues of sexual harassment in the workplace. In a statement on the subject, Watson clarified why she thought this service was so important, saying understanding what your rights are, how you can assert them, and the choices you have if you've experienced harassment is such a vital part of creating safe workplaces for everyone. Number 13. She hated Hermione's hair. As she has gotten older, Watson has taken on more and more serious projects and tackled important societal issues in her philanthropic work, but she's not above being a little bit superficial from time to time. In fact, she has said that her biggest regret about her time working on Harry Potter was how bad her hair looked in the first film. Watson said, "When I see the images of the first Harry Potter, I immediately think of how ugly my hair was."
Oh, my hair looks disastrous.
Hermione is supposed to have big bushy hair, and the filmmakers took the concept to heart, making it look almost crimped. Sorry Emma, we still thought you looked adorable. Number 12. She started a feminist book club.
This is a dream come true.
It has become more and more clear as time has gone on that Emma Watson is a lot like the character that she is best known for playing. Two of the most significant ways are her love of reading and her tendency to take up causes that are near and dear to her heart.
Someone reading one of your poems on Instagram could mark the advent of their first interaction with a poem.
She combined those two things when she started a feminist Goodreads book club in 2016 called Our Shared Shelf, which aimed to bring people together by reading and discussing feminist works by reading a book a month.
I'm so excited to have you here to talk about this book. Thank you so much for doing this.
Sadly, the group is no longer active, but it was great while it lasted. Number 11. She auditioned for Harry Potter 8 times. For anyone who has seen the movies, it's nearly impossible to imagine anyone but Emma playing the role of Hermione.
Hello, my name is Emma Watson, playing the part of Hermione Granger.
But the audition process was rigorous, and the film's producers weren't so sure right off the bat. After the casting agent scouted her through her work with an Oxford theatre group, Watson actually had to audition 8 times before securing the role. Considering she was just a kid at the time, it must have been a ton of pressure. Luckily, the series creator, Joe Rowling, thought Emma was the perfect Hermione from the very start.
And I thought, you are going to be able to play a very bright, articulate girl with conviction because that's who you are.
Number 10. The Philosopher's Stone was her first film. Few actors can boast a more high-profile debut than Emma, who achieved instant fame by playing Hermione in the Harry Potter films.
Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it?
While some of the young cast, including Daniel Radcliffe, had already bagged a big screen role or two before heading to Hogwarts, the first Potter flick was Watson's first acting job.
You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
J.K. Rowling is said to have thought that Emma was perfect for the role of Hermione from the get-go. But, just like we mentioned before, the aspiring actress had to go through 8 auditions before finally landing the part.
What if I make a fool of myself? You won't make a fool of yourself. It's in your blood.
Number 9. She almost quit the Wizarding World. As difficult as it is to imagine anyone other than Emma playing Hermione Granger, she very nearly walked away from the role mid-series.
Promise you'll write this summer.
Both of you.
Following the 4th Potter picture, The Goblet of Fire, Emma reportedly felt as though she couldn't commit to filming for a further 4 movies. At the time, the actress had wanted to concentrate on other things, namely her education. But Warner Bros. Clearly knew how important Watson was within the franchise, and the studio adapted the Potter shoots to be more accommodating to her needs. Ultimately, Emma signed on for the rest of the films, much to everyone's relief. Number 8, her Tom Felton crush. Their characters didn't get along particularly well on screen, but Emma's long-standing crush on Tom Felton became a constant talking point behind the scenes of the Potter movies, apparently.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
Felton, who played Hogwarts hoodlum Draco Malfoy, supposedly caught Emma's eye because he was a cool guy who could skateboard.
We love a bad guy, and he was a few years older, and he had a skateboard.
Wow.
And that just did it, really.
Well, you had me with skateboard.
I know.
All in, it proves just how convincing Emma's acting really is. Throughout the films, Hermione and Draco are best of enemies, and no one's forgetting the Prisoner of Azkaban punch scene in a hurry.
Malfoy, you okay?
Number 7, missing the Oscars after party. In 2014, Emma was invited to the Academy Awards to present an Oscar. She graced the red carpet, made her mark on the ceremony, and everything seemed to be going to plan. But then, she returned to her hotel to get ready for a prestigious after-party and fell asleep. When she finally awoke, instead of hurriedly heading off to the glitzy event, she reportedly spent the rest of the evening relaxing and eating pizza.
Someone woke me up and was like, do you want to get changed to go to the party now? I was like, I just kind of want to stay here. So I just ate pizza and...
Hey, let's be honest, who hasn't ditched a night out in favour of bed and junk food? It's just not many of us get to say no to the Oscars. Number 6, the Sophie Sumner link. Born in Oxford, Sophie Sumner is a former runner-up on Britain's Next Top Model and a previous winner of America's Next Top Model, taking top spot in 2012.
Sophie!
She's also really close friends with Emma Watson, having met at school in Oxford. The pair were even roommates at one point, and despite Emma spending lots of time on sets all around the world, and Sophie going on to pursue a modelling career, their paths haven't strayed too far from one another, and they're still good pals. Clearly, there are few celeb friendships quite as fashionable as this one. Number 5, He for She and the UN. Since finishing with the Harry Potter films, Emma has emerged as a leading feminist and role model for women all over the world.
I am reaching out to you because we need your help. We want to end gender inequality.
Not only has she been appointed the UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, but she also founded the Solidarity Campaign, He for She. The initiative calls for all genders to support equality, focusing primarily on encouraging men to support a feminist movement that's all too often considered as a women-only effort. The footage of her speaking in front of the UN in 2014 has been widely circulated, but Emma's efforts are an around-the-clock endeavour.
I think it is right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body. I think...
Number 4, Teen Vogue record breaker. Given that it's one of the most famous fashion magazines in the world, a Vogue cover shoot is quite the feather in the cap for any aspiring actor, model, or 21st century celebrity. And Emma quickly achieved her first brush with the brand, featuring on the cover of Teen Vogue in 2007. An edition of the mag for younger readers, it was launched in 2003. But few cover stars attracted quite so much attention as Emma. At the time, she was the youngest person to ever appear on the front page, and her Vogue career has gone from strength to strength ever since. Number 3, she was born in Paris. Sure, she started her acting life as part of one of the UK's most successful ever film franchises, but Emma's actually a Parisian by birth.
This is the Paris of my childhood. These were the borders of my life.
She lived there with her parents until she was 5 years old before moving back to London.
Get out of here! Go!
The actress has even revealed in interviews that she still speaks a little bit of French, although not quite as well as she used to. Her Paris links perhaps served well for her role as Belle in Beauty and the Beast though. The original Disney animation was set in 19th century France, and the original tale was written by the French writer Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve.
It's wonderful.
Number 2, she was almost Cinderella. Before her part in Beauty and the Beast ever came to be, however, Emma was considered for another live-action Disney princess role, Cinderella.
You're worried about telling me, but you mustn't be. Not if it will lead to your happiness.
Of course, Lily James was eventually cast in the 2015 retelling after Watson was reportedly approached for the part but turned it down. According to the actress, the prospect of playing Belle, which came a couple of years later, offered her the chance to play a character who she saw as a great role model. Presumably, she didn't feel the same way about Cinders.
Shall we?
Number 1, she's a qualified yoga instructor. Emma has always been open about her eagerness to pursue other things, besides acting.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
An alumnus of Brown University, she's already got some pretty impressive formal qualifications behind her. But did you know she's also a certified yoga and meditation instructor? As part of her training, Emma traveled to Canada for a week-long meditation course, where she didn't speak for her entire stay. The performer often lists it as an especially valuable experience, and now she's able to pass on her expertise to others. So if you ever want to give yoga a try, you know who to call. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.